Hey, good morning, everybody. It's called Awesome at Being Awesome, a self-help book for people who hate self-help books. Danny Pehar joins us this morning. He's an author and a comedian. So first off, I got to make a confession to everybody out there. I love self-help books. I read them all the time.
So I've heard. Awesome.
So why is this for somebody who would hate a self-help book?
You know, it's funny that you should say that. I love self-help books as well. I love anything self-help. When I was younger, you know, people would dress up as Superman and Batman for Halloween. I'd be the guy dressed telling people I'm a self-help guru.
Oh, really?
Right?
Yeah.
But, you know, when I wanted to write a book, I wanted to do something different. So I spent a lot of time asking fans of these kinds of books, if you had a complaint, what would your complaint be? And one of the things that I kept hearing is that sometimes they can be a bit dry. So I wanted to write something that was as entertaining as it was educational, right? So that's really what that sentence means.
You're a comedian, so you can add a little bit of flair. So you're going to have a little bit of a chuckle through this. In terms of your life experience, there's a lot of things that you could laugh at, but you can learn with. And you talk about white skates.
Yes. So when I was a kid, to save money, my parents sent me to school with my sister's white skates for the skate program, which, you know, when you're a boy and you're wearing white skates to school, you're probably going to have a bad day, right? But at the same time, what I found was that was where my best stories were coming from, which was great because it was like my entire childhood was one big comedy routine. My parents, you know, graciously supplied me with plenty of self-deprecating comedic material. Right? And as soon as I started looking at my bad days as the potential for a good story, all of a sudden the bad days weren't so bad anymore.
Yeah, sometimes when you laugh at life, it actually allows you to get through life. Is that
Absolutely.
one of the lessons that you tell people to do?
Absolutely. To look for the good within the bad whenever possible.
Because bad can happen every day, but good is right behind it.
That's it.
And you found something that, with the cashier, it was a moment that really inspired you to write this book, and that was a cashier's bad day, and she shared that with you.
Yes. It was probably one of the most impactful things that ever happened to me in my life. Cashier had told me that she wanted to kill herself, and something I had said to her stopped her from doing so. And what had happened was I showed up at her cash, and I said, today's going to be a good day. And, you know, she's looking at me like, who's this naive buffoon telling me today's going to be a good day when I know how bad it is? So she says, well, what makes you say that? She's thinking I'm going to spout off some pretentious philosophy. And I just said, because there's nobody in line. And she goes, is that all it takes for you? And I go, yeah, it's because I'm always looking for a reason. And she said that she wanted to find her own reason to have a good day. And at that point, she knew that she didn't want to die and she needed some help. And for me, it was just such a beautiful lesson and a story that I really wanted to tell.
And you're continuing to tell those stories. You know, what are some of the other lessons that people should learn out of this book? What are some things that people should live every day by?
You know, well, one of the things that I really like that I always encourage people is follow the basics, right? You know, we live in a world where everything is so advanced. And you know, if I wanted to, I could learn a skill. I could learn a whole other language without ever getting out of bed. You know, in the not too distant past, at the very least, I'd have to get out of bed, right? And because of that, because our skills are improving, I think people are forgetting the basics, right? And the problem with that is it ties into a question of reliability. Right? You know, you might think, well, I just learned how to speak Italian the other day from my pajamas, right? Why do I need to show up on time for that meeting, right? But when we think like that, you know, imagine you could be the smartest, most skilled doctor on the planet, but if you don't show up on time for surgery when I need you there, then those skills don't matter. Yeah, right.
It's always so important to be the best that you can be each and every day, and we're going to find that in the book. It's called Awesome at Being Awesome. Thanks for coming in this morning.
We
could talk forever.
Absolutely.
You know, enjoy the sunrise this morning, people, because that's one of the simple things that's going to make today awesome.